Good morning, it's MJ, the creator of the Crow Tarot and the Wise Dog Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me this kind of foggy, dreary Tuesday morning here in Seattle. It is August 6th, and this is a general reading for the collective using the Wise Dog. And if you're looking for the Crow Tarot readings, they are still here. I do them every morning. They are over on my Patreon page, so you can find them there. But let's see what energy we have for us today. This first card I'm going to pull represents where we are at this moment in time. The energy that is with us, what we're working with right now. And sure. All right, here we have, we have the Page of Cups. So perhaps getting some information from a source that you weren't really, open to before, but now perhaps you've opened your heart up a bit to something new, to something different. And we have, interesting that the dogs are very similar. We have this devil here, okay. And finally, the advice, and this is going to be that energy that's going to help us ease any friction here with this devil. And this is coming to us in the form that is not something that we're necessarily in control of. This is an energy that's coming to us. So it's probably going to be something that is going to seem very alluring at first, but perhaps it may, in the end, prove to be a trap or something that gets us into a position where we can't get ourselves out of it without doing some work. Okay. So let's see what the advice is. We have the Empress. Okay. So the first thing I notice when I pull these cards is how cohesive the color is, and that's not always the case, I mean, sometimes some of the cards are darker. I use different color palettes, and I did each of these cards at different times. Like, it's not like I did the devil and then did the Empress. I actually did the Empress first, and then I did the Page of Cups, and I think I did the devil later on. So, but anyway, that's the thing I noticed. I noticed the color. So that kind of tells me this is really strong. And the fact that we have the Devil and the Empress, the two major arcana, sitting here, it's almost like a battle. I can feel this battle brewing. So we start off today with this Page of Cups. And this is, again, being open to new ideas and allowing that curiosity to come in and allowing your heart to open itself up to new people or to to new experiences. And what I'm seeing here is that with this devil coming along, although generally being open, and this is, the page is a very young energy, there's a lot of flight of fancy going on here with this Page of Cups, and it's, it is one where, although it's wonderful to allow new experiences to come in, and we want to be open-hearted for the most part, right? We want to accept the better side of people, and we want to see the good in situations and feel this sense of connection with people on a deeper level. The messages that we're getting here may not necessarily always be the best ones for us. And so I feel like this devil is coming in and it's like, I feel like there's an allure here to do something or to move in a direction. There's this allure that sounds really good, like your ears, see these big ears, and it's like, I just feel like you're eager to understand and to appreciate what is being offered to you at this time. But what's happening is that perhaps it may be that you're relying on it too much. It may be that it's like you're becoming too dependent, perhaps, on whatever it is that you're opening your heart up to. You know, it may be, the devil doesn't necessarily have to be something negative here. It just means that you've become attached to it in a way that it's impacting other areas of your life. You know, it could be, I mean, it's like not everything, not the devil doesn't necessarily mean that you're like, you know, boozing it up until 2 a.m. every night and neglecting your children. You know, it may also indicate that you're allowing for something else, even as good as it can be, right? You could be that you're spending tons of time volunteering, and it's at the expense of perhaps other things in your life that are equally important. So this devil card here could just indicate that there's something that you're allowing yourself to be intrigued by, but there isn't balance here. You know, it's like this, it's almost like an all or nothing kind of game. And because of that, you may find yourself almost stuck in a situation that you can't get out of. And it's of your own making, right? Because perhaps you feel like you need to be more open-hearted or, you know, listen more to this unusual source. But because of that, it's like you've kind of lost your ability to think on your own or to think clearly. And I mean, that's the vibe I get here. So it's not necessarily that you're doing something harmful to yourself or to others. It's that you're relying on something else to fill a void or to provide you with information. And it's like, and you're not using your own senses. You're not, you know, it's like you're not questioning things. It's like that falling into that trap of listening and being all ears without allowing your logical mind to come in perhaps and say, oh, well, you know, that didn't sit right, you know, but instead you're just letting your heart win out, you know. Does that make sense? You know, it's like, you know, if you have somebody who's like really passionate about a cause and then they get you kind of wrapped up in this cause and you listen to everything they say and you're like, oh yes, I also feel very passionate about this as well. And then before you know it, it's like you're unlocking cages at a research facility and finding yourself arrested for doing something like that. You know what I mean? It's like where you just allow yourself to get wrapped up in it and you're not thinking about what could happen. Does that make sense? So that's the vibe I get here with these two. It's like it's not that the devil is like, again, indicating any sort of addiction other than that addiction to perhaps whatever the Page of Cups is bringing to you. And it's like it's really playing on your emotions. So it could be, I mean, it could even be tarot card readings. I mean, if you're addicted, if you're every day going off and getting a tarot card reading because, you know, you didn't like what the last person said, you know, or if you just want to keep knowing more and more, that could be it as well, you know? I mean, it could be anything like that. I mean, I find myself doing that too. Like, I'll get a reading, and then I'll be like, ooh, maybe I'll go check out somebody else down the street. And it's easy to fall into that, right? So this is, I feel like for us collectively here speaking, is that yes, allow ourselves to be open-hearted, right? But here comes the Empress, and she is all about creating life and creating love and bringing new things into this world, bringing something that didn't exist before into this world. So the advice I get with this Empress here is that whatever it is that you're finding yourself fixated on, and that's really what the devil is doing right here at the center. It's going to be something that's going to come to you, and you're going to find yourself just fixated on it. Whatever that is, it's going to prevent you from bringing something fresh into your life, bringing a new experience, bringing something of value that isn't just for you of value, but for other people. And so I feel like, see this little butterfly here floating above this beautiful pug's face, this is a time for transformation and change. This is where you perhaps let go of whatever it is that's like playing at your heartstrings here. Whatever it is that, has you so enthralled. I almost feel like this little chihuahua is going to bite my finger. It's like, stop, But the message I'm getting here is that it's time to allow for new things to grow and to blossom. It's time to bring something new into this world, to be that mother, to be that creator, right? To be a creator of your life. And in order to do that, you're going to have to tame this devil. You're going to have to, put it in its crate and say, bad dog. Because what it's doing is it's demanding a lot of your attention and your time, and it's playing on whatever emotions this Page of Cups is bringing to you. So if there's something that is pulling at your heart, and there's something out there that is really like, it's like, and it doesn't have to be something that's bad. Again, it could be just anything that you fall into this trap of giving up all of yourself to, So, again, it could be volunteering. It could be that you find yourself volunteering every weekend at the animal shelter, and you have friends who are like, hey, we'd like to see you, but you're like, no, I've got to do this. Or, every day at the animal shelter, and, all of a sudden you're finding that you're no longer connected to those who, you're very close with. It may be that you're doing something like, you've become obsessed with something to the point where you lose yourself. And in the process, it's like you're not creating something new. You just become, just wrapped up in this thing to the point where you're helping perhaps somebody else with their cause, but it's really not your cause. So anyway, I hope this reading makes sense. Yowzers. Again, the call here is to break free of this energy by getting interested in something, bringing something new into this world, creating something of value, something that, adds a little bit of life into your life, that adds a little joy into your life, just like a puppy would add joy to a mother's life or to a family's life. This is a time for you to do that, for yourself, is to create something that brings you joy. Because when you do that, not only will you find the change that will help you heal whatever is going on here with this devil energy, you're going to create new beginnings and fresh starts. So I hope this reading makes sense, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye for now. Peace. Bye.